Good morning, everybody. It's MJ from Ultra Love. How are you? Happy Sunday. It's Sunday today. Broadcasting live from England, the United Kingdom, where I've been guided not too far from Glastonbury in that heart chakra zone of the earth. Anywho, ooh, the light is a little bit bright. Look at my face. I have absolutely no wrinkles or anything, and that's because do you guys know that song by The Weeknd? Ooh, I'm blinded by the lights, and I can't sleep until I feel your touch. It's a tune. Fucking love it. I've been obsessed for since around Christmas time, actually. Hola. Hola. Get your fico. Divine side. I'm moving through the energies this morning. It was like, do I go live or do I message Divine Side? I decided to go live, and now I'm doing this. Everything is like just being thrown up. It's throwing up via my zit baby. Oh dear Lord. I am pulling cards actually and messaging. Divine Side. Hey Nomad Trees. Do you know Nomad Trees? I got a friend in here called Tree Hugger Dave Mahoney, and I haven't seen him for a while. There's a small handful of peeps that have been sort of on the journey for a bit, and sometimes I don't see them. Oh, apologies, Nomad Tree. Did I refer to you as a man? Well, you don't always know, do you? So, hola, chica. How are you? Single for a long time. I feel you. Do you know? It's funny though, because sometimes feel into more of where single moms, or my mom, for example, as well, where I think sometimes you get to a point where it's like, yeah, as in, I'm quite happily single, and I'm happily single to the point that even though there's a part of me that thinks that there's such value in relationship, I'm kind of at a point where good, great, been through that, don't need to do that again. As in, I'm really digging on the relationship that I'm building with myself. And ultimately, if things don't feel in resonance, or if people don't honor that, then that's cool. As in, there's not a lot of distortion and entanglement, neediness, or all of that kind of stuff. Tim Redding in the house. How are you, Tim? Hi, Christine. How are you? I've been single for 9 years. All right, girl. I love myself and I want to share it with someone. All right, girl. I feel you. I do feel you. And you're right. And that's a big part of it, is the lovers, my lovers in the house. There's a sense of wanting to share the heart of vibrashe, It's part of why I do the live on the YouTube, and have created a book, The Fearless Life and Ultra Love Project, and a lifestyle brand that's dedicated to love. So you deserve to love. You deserve to share that love. You deserve to receive that love. You want a friend, you want to raise your vibes, share your day. Absolutely. You so deserve it. Where in the world are you, Nomad? So yes. Some live share crew peeps are here. What up? You're in Sydney. Okay, cool. So let's get, I've pulled some cards. It's the general read. The Lover's card is here. Christine, I can't explain how I feel, and you don't need to try neither, because I also don't know anymore. I mean, I can be present with it all, but I can feel energetic distortion via different entanglements that I'm endeavoring to cut loose. So, and again, lack of clarity, because I just more and more am very aware of energetic exchange and can't be bothered to deal with Cebu. So, lovers and participation. that's signaling to me that some of you guys might meet somebody via a workshop, via a kind of something you do in participation, like a class, a workshop, a retreat. For some of you, it could actually be like a working situation. So I weirdly kind of flipped the cards around, but then I'm sensing maybe they were actually, because I don't often primarily, like I usually do the primary reading with the Rider-Waite, and then I pull Osho for guidance, but I kind of reversed it. I started pulling Osho cards. And because they're part of the main reading, I'm suddenly going, oh, maybe I'm meant to read these in the reverse. So this cycle we've been through has been like falling in love, and then sort of actively endeavoring to like harmonize that love or participate in that love. But it wasn't a cycle of union. It was a cycle of growth, i.e. like karmic stuff that helps us get to a new phase. And some of you, and or all of you, and or one person in the connection has been doing inner work. And yet they're coming out of that cycle of processing. It's this idea of like reflecting back the growth and learning to one another, and knowing that the separation can be part of the rising into new levels of co-creation. This energy of like things coming back around has been quite significant, and I feel for a lot of us it is connected to like the astrological placements and this last bit of energetic restructuring. So like the energies are restructuring our lives, or we're having to lay down these new foundations, and or the new foundations have been being laid down, and now we're beginning to really build stuff, build anew, build the world that we're wanting to live in. And so there is this massive shape shifting going on. So a lot of the pain endured, or the karmic cycles endured because with this card I'm actually getting, this is a 4, obviously, so is the Lover's card. 4, and then weirdly I didn't consciously pull this, but I'm looking over going, and then this is a 4 as well. So the 4, and then there's the 8. So yeah, the 4 cards here are symbolic of the 2020 astrology, of taking this new opportunity, all of the lessons that we've learned, and reintegrating ourselves, because this is the kind of outcome card, the completion. So this whole cycle of potential loss, heartbreak, and because one of you mentioned as well, we do have this card. And guess what this card is? This is a 9. One of you mentioned, Nomad, you mentioned 9 years that you've been single. And actually this is in the reverse, which is why I wanted to read them in reverse, because oftentimes it's certain, because I'm purely intuitive. This card being the reverse means you're not going into aloneness, you're coming out of it. You're rising out of this hermit mode. You're rising out of, you've basically anchored the light, you've found the love within self, and you're ready to share that love, right? So you're coming into a greater sense of completion. What does that mean? This completion means that you'll be attracting complete people, i.e. you'll be attracting people who also have a sense of themselves, and thus you won't be going into these cycles of manipulation and abuse any longer. It's almost like that even as a storyline wants to be dropped now from the collective, i.e. That we're not even talking about these cycles of abuse at some point. 444 been coming in so much, was just pondering it a few moments ago, what you meant live. Is the 444 the structure? I mean, 444 is also a 12, so there's a manifestation energy, there's a co-creative manifestation energy, Trinity aspect. But I mean, 4 is just very much like pillars, right? Pillars of foundation, whole and complete. Yeah. So yeah, well, and that's the energies, right? After the birth of Spiderbot, it's that's part of the tangible energetic shifting that we truly are embodying, coming into in the here and now. It's the sense of wholeness and completion, and like, oh, there aren't any more pillars to put in the ground. They're all there. And so what's left to do? Oh, let's start building our mansions. Or let's start building our hobbit homes. Or like, let's start building our tiny homes, or our community, or our biodomes, whatever project it is, right? Let's start building new businesses. Let's start building new relationships. Let's start pioneering, you know, new ways of being. That's this energy. That's the four. The old structures have essentially been being removed for quite a long time, and these new energies have been being laid down. It's just quite the mind fuckery, isn't it? Isn't it, my friends? It's like, what is life? Does anyone know? No. But you can figure it out for yourself. Happy days. How Tim 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 Drew. Whenever I wear my stripy top, I think of putting a hat on. I feel like, where's Waldo? Because I have my red sweater top as well. And I must say, you guys, some of you guys know, who know me a bit better, like, I've really been holding space for myself around not getting rid of a bunch of, it's wild. It's really like every single pattern that I once knew as part of my own challenge is now shifting because I'm present with it. And even yesterday, there was a moment where I was like really wanting to do this based low level pattern, and I was like, and it's not resistance. It's like playing with energy. When we know that we're doing something out of fear, and then we can catch it, and then keep catching it, and keep catching it, and be like, no. Why, you know, why would you need to do that if you're already vibrating the divine? It's like, oh yeah, but it's in the body, right? That's part of this. Oh, FYI, I don't know why I'm saying FYI, but hey, oh my God, Jaden, what? I just saw you. So this is my work, my friend. I like broadcast live on the YouTube and the Instagram and these different platforms. So welcome. I know you are. I know, Jaden, I recognize your name. What was I thinking? I clearly wasn't expecting you to show up on the YouTube channel. Curiosities, isn't it? Just so random, making oneself known on the internet land, and you're doing work. So this is me. I do this intuitive tarot and stuff. So I lost my train of thought, you guys. You're working hard for the money. Thanks. I appreciate the subscribe, my friend. Mega appreciate. So you're living in Bristol then, I'm assuming. And I'm also assuming that it's Sunday morning after a night out on Saturday evening. Is that correct? Also, and you live in the center of Bristol, in the Harborside area. Sweet. Okay, we were talking about like the building of the new, right? The four, and then Hayoka, Divine Sight. So if I recall, I don't actually, I've never down with the Hobbit Village, me too, obviously. You know, Hayoka, I've never done intensive like research into the Hayoka empath, but based on what one of you or a couple of you have like reflected or mentioned back, is that the Hayoka empath is like the reflector. So like whatever we're guided to do or express is often a reflection, which is why sometimes we act out in ways that are like, quite scary for us, because we're just like, why did I do that? And it's because that was the unconscious projection of other. It's basically we act out people's projections of us for their benefit. even when it's shades of bass tones, right? Even when it's shades of FYI. No. This is my like biz platform, my friend. So this is you know, you can book readings and stuff like that. I appreciate the extended conexiones. What was that, Divine Sight? FYI is for your information. But I don't know why I said that, because I'm like, most of you know, I don't have the information. Or I'm like, FYI, Hayoka, empath. I'm like, I don't fully know it. I could look into it though. There's somebody sort of crossing over in this community who I'm pretty sure their actual handle name is Hayoka Empath. It's like any of our intuitive gifts and psychic abilities, like we have them. Somebody I've been speaking to recently talked of their, I will, my friend. Basically talking about like spirit guides and like, you know, getting more connected to ourselves, and it really is like the self. So I'm aware of just practicing sitting with energies more than word stuff, or more than like other people's definitions of realities, because when it comes to our intuitive, psychic, multidimensional abilities, it's very, very unique. And there's a reason, like in my awareness, there is a significant reason why some of us don't see ghosts, or some people do, and there are people who channel the vibration of people who dwell, like lost souls, or people who dwell in the ethereal realms, as but still here in the earth realm. There are people who have psychic abilities, so people who see things in someone else's reality, like remote viewing, astral traveling, lucid dreaming, psychic mediumship, clairvoyancy. Like there's all these different ethereal, intuitive, psychic aspects to our kind of like more superpower co-creation. And so it's super duper important to keep listening to the self, like keep meditating, keep noticing, keep practicing, but in integrity. So with this kind of stuff, I dare say, like, it doesn't necessarily work if we're just absorbing what somebody teaches us and then kind of doing it. Oh, that can work. It does work. It's just more powerful when we're embodying the truth of our own knowing. Just like all of our, like, you know, even though there's polarity to this, like all of the ancient yoga traditions were people who just practiced something and then embodied it, and were like, this is what I'm getting, this is what I'm receiving. And in 3D, we live in this culture where we're all meant to give our power to all these gurus or all these other people, like, oh, doctor knows my body, oh, Indian guru knows my body, or like all these people. And I watched something yesterday, oh, the Goop, Gwyneth Paltrow's thing. My own issues came up, which is why I didn't watch it, but a friend visited me and we did watch it. We watched, and they're amazing. And it's like, there's one of the talks about the female body, and a woman who teaches women how to relate to their body sexually, and basically how to own their own orgasms and all this kind of stuff. And it was amazing, all these women from different kind of backgrounds. In fact, I must address that. I'm trying to think. Anyway, no, it's okay. No, it's good. So, in the Goop Lab, and like, women, like, and it was very poignant, because these were grown women who like had never orgasmed. Because their culture denied that women could do that. Women's bodies weren't for our own pleasure. Women's bodies are here for man's pleasure, and that is so relevant still in this day. And you know, yeah. And I just thought, well done, Gwyneth. Bringing Willem Hof and his breathing techniques, and I mean, in fairness, it's all yogic stuff, just embodied through his practice as this guy swims in the cold. And then one of the other ones was again about female pleasure and sexuality and sexual power, and then how it bridged into the fact that as a society and all over the world, that's not talked about. You know, it's not just some like distorted Western thing. All over the world, women's bodies are not for themselves. Women's bodies are meant for to breed babies in this enslavement system. Women's bodies are for man's pleasure. Women's bodies are enslaved to look at, right? It's like, fuck, man, we need to be addressing this shit still. And I have trauma from 20 years ago studying women's studies, and the majority of my class and people I would get to know telling me to shut the fuck up. What are you talking about, Molly? Nobody gives a shit. You know, you're just a fucking ranting, angry feminist. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. I'm like, trying to bring your attention to stuff that's been denied in our world. We talk about a history, and that's a history based on very few people's perspective of how we're supposed to learn about what our historical context is. But we don't talk about the fact that women's stories haven't been exposed, or we don't talk about the fact that half of our world's populations are subliminally told that our bodies aren't here for our own pleasure, they're here for everybody else's. And I'm somebody who's really directly unraveling that pattern of the majority of my relationships have unconscious, even though I'm like a powerful feminist, as soon as I'm intimate with a man, it's like, well, what can I do to please you? It's not about my pleasure, it's about them. And these are women, like Gwyneth was saying, she's 47 and just beginning to learn how to express her needs in the bedroom, kind of thing. So it's not like whether I'm a 36-year-old or a 46-year-old or a 57-year-old. This is just across the board a generational shift that women are going, wait a minute here, this is an imbalanced thing. And you know, we can talk about any number of things, but it's powerful stuff. So kudos to the Gwyneth Paltrow. Indeed, yeah, this is a 3-bedroom house that I live in, so they're staying in the spare room. It's very cold, Alfred. Where's your friend from London? Indeed, yeah, they're American living in London, actually. So, in diddly doodly. Hi Patricia, how are you? So there you go. I just did a little rant-tastic on the feminism. I actually got a new friend. I got a new friend on Facebook. They accepted my request. I'm reaching out to a lot of vegans around the world on my Facebook, and this person messaged me just going on because they caught one of my old live feeds about me studying women's studies at UBC, and they're like, I wish more people would talk about this shit. I find it so annoying being a man. I'm like, all this beautiful wisdom that nobody fucking talks about, and that nobody gets to learn, and nobody learns how to critical think. And I'm like, I'm with you. That's why I left academia. And I was like, so what? This is just some privileged elitist institution where the people who can afford to go to university, they get to learn how to critical think, or they get to learn more truth about our real history. But everybody else that gets the free education only gets to be taught how to be a slave. And then feel bad about themselves because they can't afford to go to that fucking academic elitist institution, which basically makes people ride more up their own arseholes of privileges. But really, what is life? And like, we're all entangled in this greedy enslavement system, so give it up. Also love, my friends. I feel like making love. Feel like making love to you. I love that song. And then, what's another one you guys sent me? The like, it's the one. I want to say the Mamas and the Papas, but I believe that's incorrect. It's another old school song. Something about like the way home. Or Fleetwood Mac. I would say, my right thing to do. Boom, 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 boom. Da da da. Da 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 da. And then you can go your own way, go your own way. You can on it for another day. Such a fucking tune. So anyway, so I'm just this like random person in the world being like, what's life? And endeavoring, love you isn't the right thing. Loving you isn't the right thing to do. Boom, 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 boom. You can go your. This is the whole beauty, right, of like musicians and artists being messengers. Because I'm sure there's like a lyric about like, if I could give you my word, I would. And anyway, it's really beautiful. So you sent it. I know you sent it, and then I downloaded it into my iTunes, and it's there. Actually, followed by the other one that you sent me, Nurio, Ayla Nurio, which also just has such profound and beautiful lyrics around like, I love the bit where it's like only our hands can kind of like lead the way, kind of thing, from the ground. It's such a gorgeous song and quite like, what am I getting? In the sea, across the land, we will move in the winds. So good. And the bit where she's like sometimes bleeding hearts or whatever, it's just, and I just resonate. I resonate pretty much like with every word about like we're the ones who are gonna have to raise and guide our children. You know, let us no longer be giving power to corruption. Let us no longer be feeding a system of control and domination, essentially based in deception via false perception of separation. I might as well like I should MC and run and spit this shit. It's permanently linked to Portugal for me. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Portugal. I do miss it, actually. I miss the sea. And various things. So shuffle. Ooh, yeah, clever, right, Tim? The shuffle thing where you can just shuffle it and then all the tunes come up. Are you guys shuffling my own consciousness to try to get me to sing certain times? Oh, the end of the world. That was the turning point of it, the Holy Grail, wasn't it? That was like the anchoring of the divine holy truth. And then like I had all these symbols and signs, and then I land in Bristol and I'm like, what is life? And my ego assumed all these fantastical things were going to occur. I just kept skidding on my arsehole. And then landing in Bristol with a new business and a new business partner and various things. But what is life? I didn't consciously predict any of this, and the new pattern of like I basically just wake up every day and go live on All to Love TV. I'm still just doing that. Mainly this is like my favorite time of day. So I mean, morning coffee or green tea, holla, like what up? A little bit of what are you doing exactly in Briz? I don't exactly know, other than the fact that I got guided here and have been intending to move to Bristol Bath area for about 3 years, and I work online. I have this biz. So I believe Bristol, my friend, because of the vortexual where it is on the planet, basically. I'm pretty sure like the zone of Somerset and Bristol is around a very critical ley line on this planet. And because of how I've been guided in my life, this is where I'm meant to do work. This is where my energy is meant to be. It's like, pardon me, it's like me when I get guided to Bali in Indonesia and I reset myself, or like knowing that the community we want to meet up in Hawaii. I feel like Portugal. Morocco are zones of healing as well. But I'm aware that there's other communities doing work in those places and we can all cross over. I just know that this area of Somerset is where I'm meant to be because I'm intuitively guided, which is not like, you know, the normal paradigm. This is not, most people are like anchored in practicality. As in like I got a job or I did this or I did that. There's no logical sense to like necessarily, I mean there is to me in my awareness, but I just follow my heart and my inner voice. How funny. What a different live show today, right? So feel free to check out the Insta, my lovers. I feel free to book a session. Oh, by the way, Manavest, thank you for the gift. megaappreciation.com. So yeah, if you guys want to book an intuitive tarot sesh, you're more than welcome. If you want to discuss your spiritual awakening journey with me and book a perspective call, you're more than welcome. If you want to buy my book, what is a sesh? It's like a coaching session, or I do these like private tarot readings for people for divine guidance and love and clarity, basically to intuitively assist in maybe overcoming challenges or being aware of stuff going on in your life. So yeah, book a sesh or buy one of the online courses, one of the Be the Change online courses, and help yourself help the world, in my opinion, obviously from the Ultra Love perspective. I do want like one card pull more. Yeah, this is legit. We're breaking free from the conditions of the past. Oh my goodness, Tim, how funny. So, and I realize this is like a thing. So Banksy, yes, I have, and I've seen it through 2 or 3 different people, and now you're mentioning it. It's like a flower, and there's a little girl kind of like throwing something. I'm not sure what the word says, but yeah, I've noticed it, and people have. It's actually not far from the neighborhood that I live in, and so some people that I'm connected to on the social, or that I've met in physical, I've seen it. They've posted like new Banksy. It's quite cool, isn't it? Banksy's a bit of a ledge. Especially Bristol, because Bristol's got that kind of creative, eclectic vibe going. So like the Banksy vibrashe is very Bristolian, I would say, you know. So yeah, I did. It's super cool. I love it because it looks like she's throwing a thing, and then it almost looks like a firework display, doesn't it? Even though it's actually like a flower or a plant that's growing out of a building. The way that it like, it to me looks like a firework display from this little girl who's shooting a little slingshot. So nice one. Oh, hey Mark, how are you? I was actually feeling just like that would be it for me today. The sun. When the sun comes up bright and beaming. What is that from? I feel like that is from... Still curious on the FYI. You said FYI early and was about to say something, and then record backspin, and you asked what you were talking about, hence the FYI comment. Right, check the gram. I'm trying to contact you. Holla. Dude, I can't because I'm on my phone right now. So I have to basically... I have to come off this live feed to do the Instagram share, my friend. The FYI, I feel it's much earlier though, right? Oh, it will come back. FYI, for your information. But it wasn't an FYI, right? I remember just saying it, but it wasn't an actual, like, for your information. I'm like, you don't need to know that. or you already have that information. I haven't watched all the episodes I haven't watched all the episodes of what? Hey, Rockefeller Dave, how are you? I will. Loving you isn't the right thing to do. Hi, Tuka, how are you? I really hope, I'm basically setting an intention right now that I can spend a month in Portugal every year, a month in Indonesia every year, and like a new destination. So only 3 months of the year I intend to just be traveling the parts of the world, and then definitely be in the UK for festival season, and you know, my new gig be in the country for delivering the goop goods to corporate players. No matter, I'm sure it will come back. It will come back if it's meant to, for sure. Been a bit yeah, I'm enjoying the sun coming out. Anywho, you guys, I do book some sessions, you know, join the tribe, join the Ultra Love movement, love yourself, you know. all of that goodness. I do this every morning, along with usually some of this meditation, vibrashe, and then also some movement. I definitely feel like I'm gonna do some moves later, rather like now. I saw some green lights in a field, so on YouTube for the rest of the night. Oh, I saw your post on Insta, Andy, and for some very bizarro reason, I'm like totally resonating. It's almost like I'm getting a picture of the green lights in your awareness. So, just a recap of the fact that Andy got chased by an armadillo yesterday. Or was the snake farts? It was were the snake farts just blowing gusts of wind. You're like, there's green lights everywhere. I imagine having to run away, like from a snake. It's farting. It's like, oh, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop talking now, you guys, because my sweatpants. Stay indoors until further notice. And I'll let you know. What are the odds? I don't even know, but I'll let you know when everything gets juicy, fresh. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Other than the fact that it is Sunday and I love life and live share crew, I'm working on it. Don't fret. I am working on the like figuring out how to do the split screen on the YouTube. It's taking time because that's me taking time figuring something out, but I'm endeavoring to do it because I really want to do the split screens. Like imagine, anyway, you know what I mean. Maybe not, but still, long odds on that one, Angie. Long odds, for sure, for sure. But, you know, take care of yourself. Do a bit of pottering. I love pottering. I did such a good cleanup yesterday. Like, watered all the plants, trimmed them, did a vacuum of the whole house. Just made everything feel so, like, it's my Virgo moon vibration. I'm like, oh my god, can everything just be in its place and clean and tidy? Like every little morsel and every bit of it. Do you like this? I'm in the office room as well. Like this room is probably like one of my faves in this whole house. It's just a little office room, but the color of the walls is fab. And like some of the art is absolutely stunning. And look at this one. Does that not look like a little bit like a vagina to you? Or is it just me? Is it just me thinking that that looks like a bit of a vajayjay? And then also like, all to love TV. I love that, dude. Do you totally see it? Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm here. I'm with you. I'm like, that's a vajay. Abstract. In abstract art form with glitter. I'm like, yeah. That totally symbolizes the vulva. Oh my god, I learned about female anatomy by watching the Goop Lab as well. Thank you, Gwyneth. I learned about the vulva, which again we don't learn about like the pleasure zones, the androgynous zones in the female anatomy. We're just in a pornographic sense societally like this is how sex is done, and then this whole show is like, oh my god, this sex therapist lady was basically like, no. Like, women can have all types of different orgasms, and, like, there's all these different pleasure zones, and, like, we need to know and understand what they are. We don't get taught them, you know? And it's something fucking mental. Like, in 84% of all pornography, women are faking their orgasms. So these poor guys are thinking that they're learning about how to pleasure a woman when actually they're not at all. They're learning how to fake it with women that are just meant to, like, I don't know. I don't even get it anymore. The world is so weird. Especially when it comes to like abuse. I'm like, we don't want to abuse our bodies, do we? No, we want to love each other. And yet I'm so aware of this male domination weirdness of like, anyway, I'm not going to go on and on. I need to sit with it definitely and meditate on this shiznaz because there's a lot of energy coming up around it and it's quite uncomfortable to sit with. But hey ho, that's the work I do. Yo, uh-huh. Okay, I'm gonna go actually. Thanks for showing up here, you guys. I really appreciate it. I don't understand the point of faking ours. I don't, except I used to. Because I wanted to make him feel good, divine sight. I didn't have, I wasn't taught that my pleasure was important as a girl. I was taught that I'm there to service them. And so I don't want them to feel bad about the fact that I'm not getting fulfillment or satisfaction out of the sex, and sometimes even pain. You just pretend to make their ego feel good about the fact. And or at this point, I just take that into my own hands. Pun intended. You're like, well, you're not going to be able to service this, so I might as well do it. But do you know what's fucking weird? I've even had sex with guys who think that that bothers them. Like, they don't want a woman to be pleasuring herself while he's there because his poor little ego is, like, offended by it or whatever. Which is very, very bizarre. And again, like, and or they, I don't know. It's just like, I feel like making love. That's why I'm just more about, I can do it myself, thanks. But then it's just all about, like, we're walking on eggshells because we're, like, bruising the ego sometimes. But then I'm so over that. I'm like, I've already been broken and bruised on many different levels and picked myself up, so I'm pretty sure everybody else can do that too. Tough love, right? It's like, we're not responsible for, I mean, it's nice. That's even the fact that I'm not just in a cave, I'm broadcasting and sharing the journey so that we can all get up together. But as far as, like, holding people's hands who are more than capable of doing this work, that's not it. Been a long time ago. It's because you've been working on the relationship with self, right? One can watch and learn. Exactly. After you started singing it, aha. Well, who is it? Scott sent me. It's Bad Company, I think, or no, Bad Religion. Feel like making love. Feel like making love to you. I only know that bit, if that's not already very obvious to you. It's like a different kind of song. Bad Company. Except, we bad. We fucking have a bush bad company. and then the Fleetwood Mac song, which I keep forgetting. In the FYI, it'll come back. Anywho, I'm gonna shoot skis now, you guys. For some reason, how funny is this? Good company, hells to the Izza, amazing company, high vibe wish company. So I'm going through this, like, little cycle of, like, I wonder if it's something down in my cycle, but, like, feeling like, what was the point of that? And then I'm like, but that doesn't matter. The point was just to show up, have fun with your fellow lovers, and, like, off you goesies to Sunday. Now the sun's coming up that much further, and, like, it doesn't have to be, like, I don't know. Isn't it nice just to show up and, like, be in love with the people in your life that you love? Even the people who naturally gravitate to you vibrationally on the YouTube channel. It's like, hello. I'm breaking down all these, like, yeah, control things about enslavement. Anyway, see, I'm just not black. I'm just, oh, I'm leaving Nepal. Are you? When? Is that a good thing? As in, are you ready? Is that a positive movement for you, Elf? Going back to NY. Ooh, do tell. As in, do share on, as in, like, send me a message, yeah? On the 27th of Feb. Okay, so quite quickly then, quite soon. Elf, can you take the monkey, though? Yeah, she can and she must. Except, actually, no, the American immigration people probably won't have it. And the kitty. Yeah, I'm curious. So you're leaving on the 27th. I'm kind of curious, but I did know. I remember we've asked in some of the live shares about the project, and I did know there was some shape-shifting going on, right? So, there you go. Ooh, I look forward to your return. Fill me in. Let me know what's going on there, Alf. Sure. Okay, you guys. I'm out. I'm gonna go, possibly make more coffee. And then by the time I have another coffee, I'll probably have like a little nap. Coffee. Coffee. Sorry, you guys. We're gonna have some coffee and then we're gonna talk it out. All right. What is this? This is from the New York. This is that right? Is that from the New York talk, like the SNL and Vic Clance and Vic Clance, and we're gonna have some coffee and we're gonna talk. All right. Oh no, guys. Elf. She can't take the animals with her. But take some photos. Give them a big hug for us, and a blessing for Nepal ultimately. And yeah, you'll send me a message. All right, you guys. I'm out. I just feel like that shirt, like, you know, sometimes some shirts you guys mess with me, we're like, dang, that was great, that was powerful. Today we were like, great, good times, have fun. Yeah, they will miss Alf. Bye, Tim. I know the coffee, like, shoot it off like a rocket. And then I must say, I do feel in better harmony when I'm now taking a day or two off of the coffee. So not so much of a daily. I love this tribe too. Fine, but give him a high five from me. Oh, the monkey, right. New Jersey. Oh, it's New Jersey. That's what you're talking about. Like when I talk like this, it's from Long Island or New Jersey. I got you. All right, I wouldn't have known. I mean, I would have been like, is this from the Bronx? Is this like New Jersey, Staten Island? I don't know. Because I don't know, because I've never been there, but I only heard it from the movies. You know what I'm talking about? You guys, I'm out. Do you like my stripes? I do. Hugs, you guys. Virtual hugs. Oh, am I like got dirt in my teeth? No, I'm good. And virtual hugs. I love you guys. Have a glorious day. Love you loads. Peace out.